back to the BIO 259 Recap Podcast. Hope you all had a fantastic spring break, but now, bam, it's week 9 and we have a lot to cover.
Oh yeah, I mean, get ready because we're diving deeper into one of my absolute favorite topics, muscles. And let me just say, this stuff is so fascinating. You're going to love it.
Fascinating and honestly kind of crucial if you want to keep up. We've got a lot to chew on this week. But seriously, no worries because we're here to help break it all down for you, right?
Exactly. And, I just want to emphasize that these concepts, they totally build on each other layer by layer. So it's super important to keep up as we go along. Like, don't let it pile up, all right?
Right. So if muscles, myofibrils, and sarcomeres sound intimidating, don't worry. Stick with us. We'll unpack it all together.
Yeah, and hey, before we wrap this up, I just want to say I've got a few study tips for you at the end of the episode. Don't miss those.
Ooh, study tips. All right, that's your teaser for now, folks. Let's buckle up and get into it. All right, here we go. Let's dive into muscle fibers. These incredible cells aren't just your run-of-the-mill structure. They're powerhouses, and understanding them is key to unlocking everything we talked about last time. Ready?
Oh, absolutely. Muscle fibers are next level. I mean, they're multinucleated, which by itself is pretty cool. It's like the muscle fiber said, you know what? Just one nucleus isn't going to cut it for all my work.
Wait, one wasn't enough?
Totally. When muscle fibers are developing, all these little cells called myoblasts fuse together. That's what gives muscle fibers their crazy length, up to 30 centimeters, and multiple nuclei along the way to keep up with the workload.
Okay, so already they're breaking the rules of what we expect from cells. But I'm guessing there's more?
Oh, so much more. For starters, most cells are like 70% water, right? Not these guys. Muscle fibers are just packed to the brim. 80% of their volume is myofibrils.
And myofibrils are the key to their contraction mojo?
Exactly. Inside those myofibrils are these tiny, even smaller structures called myofilaments, which we'll come back to in a bit. But here's what's important. Their entire design is optimized to shorten, right? The muscle's job is to generate force by contracting.
Optimized is the key word here. And they're not working solo, right? They're part of this intricate hierarchy within muscles.
That's right. Picture it like those Russian nesting dolls. At the top level, you've got the whole muscle organ, like your biceps. Inside that, you've got bundles called fascicles. Those fascicles are made up of muscle fibers, and those fibers are just jam-packed with myofibrils.
It sounds super dynamic. But what makes them, snap into action?
Oh, that comes down to the sarcomere. It's the basic unit of skeletal muscle. Essentially, when you activate a sarcomere, these thin and thick filaments inside it slide past each other like tiny molecular tug-of-war teams. That's what makes the muscle shorter, or what we call contracting. And the cool part...
Hold up, sliding filaments?
Yeah. Imagine microscopic ropes and oars working in unison. When activated, the sarcomeres shorten, pulling one jagged line or Z-disc toward the other. And when you multiply this action across thousands of sarcomeres in a single muscle, boom, movement, or like flexing your biceps when you lift a dumbbell, it's all about teamwork.
All right, so now we know how sarcomeres pull off their molecular teamwork. But here's the thing, that sliding filament magic doesn't just happen on its own. Dr. Rosario, tell us about the real MVP behind the scenes. Calcium. Why is it such a game changer?
Calcium is everything when it comes to muscle contraction. It's like, you know how a light needs both electricity and a switch to turn on? For muscles, ATP is the energy. The calcium acts like the switch.
Okay, so calcium's flipping the switch, but what's that look like in the muscle?
Great question. It all starts with the sarcoplasmic reticulum, this super specialized structure in muscle cells. Its job is to act like this storage unit for calcium, constantly sucking it up, holding onto it, and when signaled, bam, it releases it into the cell. This release is what gets the muscle contraction process rolling.
That's pretty wild. And once calcium is released, what happens next?
All right, so inside the muscle, there are these proteins, tropomyosin and troponin. Normally, tropomyosin is like a blocker just sitting there literally stopping myosin, the muscle's workhorse, from grabbing onto actin. Now, calcium comes in, binds to troponin, and poof, it shifts the tropomyosin out of the way. Suddenly, myosin and actin can connect, and that's what gets the muscle to contract. It's incredibly precise.
It's so structured. It's like a perfectly choreographed dance happening on this microscopic level. But what happens if calcium doesn't play along?
Yeah, well, things can go sideways fast. If calcium levels are off, well, you might have experienced this. A muscle cramp or spasm that can happen if your body releases too much calcium or struggles to clear it out when it's not needed.
Ah, like when you're sleeping and suddenly your leg goes into full-on cramp mode. The worst.
Totally. It's like the muscle contractions are stuck in the on position, and other times it's not enough calcium being released, so muscles don't fully respond. This balance is so crucial. It's why disorders affecting calcium signaling can be a big deal.
So calcium isn't just important, it's vital for our muscles to work right. Honestly, it's kind of mind-blowing how our bodies keep this all running. All right, folks, after diving deep into how calcium keeps our muscles moving, let's switch gears. We promised you some study tips, and trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Dr. Rosario, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Eric. Okay, so here's the deal. If you really want to crush it in BIO 259, preparation is key. And I don't mean cramming the night before, that's just going to stress you out.
Yeah, nobody likes that late-night panic.
Exactly. So step 1, print out the lecture slides ahead of time. Take a quick skim to get a sense of what's coming. This helps you kind of orient yourself before class even starts.
And during class?
Oh, absolutely take notes directly on the slides. Highlight key examples, circle things you don't understand. It'll make your studying like 100 times easier later.
Nice. What about lab work? Any pro tips there?
Oh yeah, labs can be overwhelming if you're not ready. So here's what I tell my students. Crack open your textbook and maybe peek at the interactive PAL tool before you get to lab. Just 15-20 minutes of prep can make a huge difference.
Wait, what's PAL?
It's this awesome online tool that helps you visualize structures and processes. It's super user-friendly and can really reinforce what you're learning in lab.
All right, so a little previewing goes a long way. Anything else?
Absolutely. Work with your lab partners. Don't hesitate to ask for help if something's not clicking. In fact, it's even better if you form a study group. You can learn so much by teaching each other and hashing out concepts together.
Love that. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Totally. Learning is a collaborative process, and you're only going to get better when you work with others. So don't hesitate, reach out, make connections, and set yourselves up for success.
Solid advice as always, Dr. Rosario. And with that, we're wrapping up today's episode.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay sharp, stay curious, and as always, go ace those exams.
And on that note, we'll catch you next time. Take care, everyone.